Hey guys, just real quick. Just wanted to announce that I'm gonna take these trade breakdown videos over to my second channel. You find it in the video description. So if you like this format and you want to keep watching it, you are welcome to do that on the second channel. I just want to take this channel into a different direction, the main channel, because the YouTube algorithm really doesn't like me uploading the same content style, and like everything is basically the same, just the occasion in the market is different, you know. So I want to take this trading channel back to where it came from, which is like proper educational videos, like, you know, where I cut things and I prepare things and I make a script and it's like a unique educational video. Or maybe I do sit down videos, you know. So it's gonna be more like it's gonna be an educational channel more, and not just my personal trading journal. That is gonna be the second account, and I'm welcoming you to subscribe to that. And yeah, let's jump right into the breakdown. Hey guys, so today we're gonna break down the two trades that I took the end of last week. And let's jump right in. We are starting on NAS 100, and I was looking, or I had a price alert actually under this low, because I wanted to look for longs once we take this high time frame liquidity pool out. So when we go to New York session here, this is the low that I just mentioned. Let's just mark that out for just now, just so you see this is the 1 hour low. And then when we jump forward, we have New York session open. We are still prior to the stock market open at 9:30, and I'm just waiting. And then my price alert gets hit here, so I jump on Nasdaq and I observe what is happening. What I expected to happen is the stock market open pushes the market to where the real orders are, the institutional long orders for the price to send price higher. That's what I was expecting. So we took out, as you can see, the liquidity pool here now. So let's delete this for now. And we are also coming into the extreme of this nice demand level here. Let's mark this out as demand. And we come close to making exact equals, but Nasdaq really likes doing these deep mitigations. And that's just something that on a forex pair, if I would see that, I would see that as relative equal lows and stay out. But Nasdaq just has a tendency to like almost sweep it, but in the end it's just a deep mitigation. It just completely reverses, especially into the long direction. It's naturally a long trending pair, and it often just spares the low. After it was especially okay for me because we already swept this here. So we had a deep mitigation of this demand post sweep. So this was a very nice area to look for longs. And what the market does right after is a nice strong push out. And you can see that even though this was a strong push down, this was an even stronger push up, closing completely above the open. So this was a typical market open trap, fool everybody into shorts, and then the market just longs completely. And we can also see when I go to the M15 here, we engulf the M15 candle, and on the M5 you can see we have a nice big fair value gap. So I actually took this trade like this. Let me just put the position tool back on. So basically I executed here to target a new all-time high up here, Asia high. So that was the hypothesis, and I got tagged into the trade nicely. But as you can see, Nasdaq takes its time, but then finally creates a strong push out, and I thought easily this is gonna rip now, because when Nasdaq finds momentum, it normally just really goes, you know. But this just couldn't move into my favor, and unfortunately it ended up stopping me out here. And that's that. So a loss on Nasdaq. Let me actually play that out a little further. So here was Apple earnings, and this did send price in the other direction, but ultimately you see that this time we did need the additional liquidity sweep for it to come higher. So it is what it is. I see this play out all the time, and I'm actually gonna jump to today's price action real quick. So this was today. I didn't take that because I was focused on something else, but this is a nice little case study, so that you can see this is a basically the same principle, very similar setup. You see that we take out this inducement liquidity here, And we are also taking this inducement high here. Let's zoom in a little so you can see it better. First inducement swept here. Second inducement swept here. 1 hour fair value gap beyond. Nice supply here that sent price lower. And you can see on the on the 1 hour, let's just stay here, that again here we have like the almost additional sweep, or it does a deep mitigation here. And this is just what I keep telling you guys. This is just something that Nasdaq likes to do. It sweeps some liquidity, then almost sweeps another level, but ends up respecting it, rejecting like crazy, and giving a beautiful low time frame setup here. Look at this on the M3. We close below. I personally would have waited for this additional candle, and then I would have market executed here for sure to target this, just the opposing session low, and this is exactly what happens. I was focused on EU today. EU was very close to giving an A-star setup today, but yeah, if it wasn't for that, I think I would have taken this. I mean, it's always easy to say in hindsight, but this is exactly to my plan, and this is basically the exact setup than the other day, just inverted, just for shorts. So you see that this happens, and I see this happening all the time. We sweep liquidity, deep mitigation, just sparing the high or the low in this case, and then this working out is just happening a little more often than not. Here it works, didn't work out, here it worked out nicely. It is what it is. Nice proof of concept to me. I'm gonna delete this because I didn't take it. And I'm gonna jump to a GU now, because on Friday, just one day after this loss here, I took another trade, and we're gonna break it down in a moment. So thanks for meeting me back. This is GU now from last Friday, and you see that we had these triple equal daily lows here, and then we broke them the day after, and then ultimately we ended up not longing from there after this sweep, but it took another day for another re-sweep here. If we zoom in on the daily candle, you see that the day I took the trade, it actually came another time lower. And so we have already swept so much sell side liquidity here, plus the previous day low swept. So I was really expecting longs here. And you can see that the session or the whole day was basically bearish, and this is what I like to see for my low up day longs, you know. All day bearish, all session liquidity intact. We have Asia up for grabs here, we have London up for grabs here, and the market is just, after taking out so much liquidity on the sell side, just, yeah, it's just probable to reverse if it presents on the low time frame. So when we go through the session here, this is also a nice confluence. You know, I love that when you watch my videos more often, you hear me talk about that all the time. Bearish open right away. This is most likely not going to be the high of the session. In London, this happens very often, but in New York, the first candle is very rarely the high of the session. So this is something that I like to see. We open bearish right away. We convince all the sellers, yeah, the day is going to be bearish all the day. All day was going to be only bearish. So everybody keeps just shorting. We respect the order flow all day long. And finally, we are now beyond or lower than the previous day. So we have previous day's liquidity already swept. London liquidity already swept. So the market is really ready to give a beautiful setup if it presents. So here we have a first push. I think I was actually on the 3. Yeah, I was actually on the 3 minutes. Sometimes I switch from 3 to 5 minutes. I implement the 3 minutes more often again, just to get a little bit more clarity. And so the M5 was a little inconclusive here, big candles, but I wanted to see a little more clear the things, so I just switched to M3. And you can see on M3 we get a beautiful first strong leg, a little base, second leg, multiple breaks of structures, on the M5 as well. We make an M5 imbalance here as well. The M15 also, you see this is the last high, we come lower, we close above it, so close break of structure, M15 as well. So I actually took this trade from this inducement low here, so I was waiting for the market to come back down. I just decided that I wanted to be in the trade here, just in case this little order block here gets respected. Otherwise I would have probably entered here for a better price, but I just wanted to make sure I don't get missed. And this initially looked like, oop, this could be a loss, you know, it just melted down, but then tapped this little M3 order block and just absolutely made a rocket into profit here. nice close, nice higher high here. And then you see this was a pretty straightforward trade so far, nicely shot into profit right away. And this is just what I want to see, man. It's just, you know, 2 clean M3 legs, super clean M5, close break of structures, even on M15, even a tiny little, even though it's very tiny, fair value gap on the M15. So I had all my low time frame confluences, and we were just in the right space, in the right place too long from a perspective high time frame that we already took so much liquidity here. So yeah, just a good setup, good trade. I'm happy with my execution. The market ultimately was very barcodey here, as you can see, but then ultimately broke to the upside again. And I had my TP originally here for like 2.4R. But when we hit 2R here, I actually hit exactly 2R here or something. And the market started to respect. I mean, look how many low time frame liquidity pools we swept here. And the market can always hold a session, you know. Of course, the TP assumes that we're gonna break, but if there's a reaction and I'm already past 2R and I see it rejects and I gave it another candle and it rejected again, then I just close it, you know. It's just from backtesting. It's always when I backtest, I just go for static 2R and I avoid managing to have more consistent data, you know. And in my backtesting, it so often just goes to 1.7R or whatever and just completely reverses on me. So in live markets, when I don't just collect data but actually want to make money, and I see it just reverse from the extreme that I think is gonna break, well, then I just assume that it's gonna hold or maybe gonna hold, but I still want to make money, so I just close it for a little less. It's just smart, you know, it just makes so much sense. So in that case, I did that again, and look how much time and frustration and worrying and whatever for potentially having to take a BE that saved me, you know? Yes, in the end of the day, it was coming a little higher just before market closure, it was right at my TP. But you know what? This little money here, this little money, and so much stress that I saved myself, and the complete potential that this could reverse, you know, on me. So I'm happy with the management. I'm happy with the trade. That was a beautiful setup again. And Nasdaq I actually took with half risk again, because Nasdaq is still a little new territory for me, you know. And this I took with full risk because this is my bread and butter. Major pair, New York session, bread and butter, full risk. So I actually had a little bit of a 3 losing streak, 2 half losses and 1 full loss. And I made it all back with this trade, almost. 0.2R missing. I'm still 0.2R in drawdown. So this is literally, let me check the trade seller here. This is literally only the second time this year. This is a crazy stat to me. The second time that I'm 2R in drawdown, and what happens again this year is just boom, instantly goes back to break even essentially. So very, very grateful. This is a crazy year, crazy successful year. And I know that things are probably going to normalize a little bit. I'm still happy with 60% win rate, you know, 71 is crazy. But yeah, I'm just satisfied to see that my strategy works. And so I kept rambling on for like 3 minutes more how much I love trading and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to bore you with that. Have a fantastic day. Catch you in the next one.